You probably got to this point in the ebook where I state that you shouldn't ask for a second mortgage on your offer. But I do tell you that you should absolutely ask for seller financing. You might be thinking to yourself, well, isn't a second mortgage seller financing? Yes, it is, but it comes with limitations that banks don't like. So let me kind of give you an example of how the conversation typically would go with a seller. You'd ask the seller, are you willing to, the code in our business is, are you willing to get creative? And that typically means that, yes, the seller is willing to take back paper, meaning to offer a second mortgage. And then he'll say, okay, well, what do you have in mind? I said, well, I'd like you to, maybe contribute, up to 5% of the purchase price in the form of some type of a note. Yeah, sure, I'll be willing to do that. How is my note going to be secured? And then you say, I don't know. We'll have to work on that. Well, it would have to be a second mortgage. I want a mortgage on this property. I want to make sure I get my money. And you explain to the seller, I said, well, we can't do that because the bank does not allow any type of second mortgages. But I'm sure we can come up with a creative solution that makes sure that you're protected, you get everything you need, and the bank is satisfied as well. So are you willing to take back any paper? Sure, if you can give me some type of an alternative, I'll be willing to listen. Great. Now here's what you do. All of the deals that I typically draft for my clients or the properties that I've purchased in a limited liability company, an LLC. In an LLC, the beauty of an LLC is you can draft the operating agreement any way you want. And in this particular case, what we would do is we would create a separate category of membership interest that acts just like a second mortgage, but it isn't tied to the property. And so what happens in that case, let's say, for instance, a second mortgage, you're going to have an interest rate. You're going to get paid in a priority position, really ahead of all the distributions to the members. It'll have a fixed term. It'll probably be a fixed payment. So we can draft an operating agreement class that acts just like that. So that way, the seller gets his money. He gets his money before there are any distributions to other members, which is really protecting him. And we make sure that the payment is exactly what it needs to be to tie into what a second mortgage would have looked like. So never offer a second mortgage in an offer when you're making an offer on a property, because it's just going to come back and bite you. And remember the rule I told you, always remain in control of the deal. That's another way that you could lose control of the deal. So don't do it early on. Just see if the seller is willing to take back 5-10% of the purchase price. And if he is, tell him, okay, we'll work on ways that we can do this so that everybody's happy, including the lender. Good luck.